Stop announcing your growth. The reason your life isn't changing, you just keep talking about it instead of quietly removing what's holding you back. If you've been feeling stuck, overwhelmed, or like nothing you're doing is actually working, well, then you're in the right place. Because in this video, I'm breaking down the 5 things you need to be doing to eliminate from your life silently. If you actually want to see real change, and I have my notes here today because I don't want to forget anything. Because real transformation, ladies, it's not a post. It doesn't look like a random thing. It's not a new routine, a new month, a new me. It's actually in the decisions and in the choices that nobody can see that you make on your own when you're all by yourself in your room. I'm Dominique, and on this channel, we talk about all things self-improvement, habits, femininity, and building a better life, which is exactly what I did. I completely changed my life around, and I did it through building a new identity, through habits and a system that I call the Domino Effect. So if you're ready to actually get your life together, and I'm not talking about just thinking about it, we're ready to put some real action behind it, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button to join our community. And if you want a free step-by-step guide to get started, go ahead and grab my free reset planner. It's in the description below. Now, here is the truth. Your life is not going to change because you're stacking on more. You're piling things on. I used to do this all the time. I would create list after list after list of things that goals that I had of the day. And you know what? By the end of the day, I had more items on there than I had started with, and I wasn't necessarily even checking everything off. So life isn't going to change because you're adding more. It changes when you start to remove things. You have to remove items that are working against you, any type of distractions, because as you eliminate these things, you now start to create some space. And that space creates clarity. That clarity leads to action. Now you've got momentum, and that's the domino effect. So let's get into the 5 things that are keeping you stuck. Number 1, over-explaining. I used to feel like I had to over-explain everything. Like everybody had to get what I was saying. They had to understand my vision. No, they don't need to understand why you're moving differently, why you're deciding to set boundaries right now. Listen, quite honestly, they're just not going to get it. And they're going to give you a hard time for it as well. What it did that I found is it was incredibly draining, over explaining, and then being upset because they don't get it, and then stalling out the process of what you need to do. It did nothing for me. It's not going to do anything for you. So that's the first thing you're going to eliminate. Over explaining is what happens when you're not fully standing on your own decisions, when you're not 100% confident in yourself. As you're trying to convince other people, what's really happening is you're just trying to convince yourself. Here's what you need to do. Instead of constantly over explaining, I want you to get out your journal and I want you to practice writing things down. I want you to write it down and then I want you to say it out loud. Say things like, no, that doesn't work for me. I'm not available for that. Or I've decided to go in a different direction. And then you just stop talking after that. That's it. No explanation, no extra energy, and watch how much lighter you're going to feel. The second thing is reacting to everything. Y'all, I'm going to be completely honest with you. This was me. I would get super upset and, it would just drain me. And as I got older, I realized like my body biologically, like neurologically, my nervous system could not take this. Reacting to everything is a terrible way to communicate. And you're not tired because the life is hard for you. You're tired because you are reacting to anything. Like I just said, my body was like crazy, it just felt drained. If you know what I'm talking about, leave a comment if you know exactly what I'm talking about. When you let your emotions take over, when other people's opinions, their text messages, their tones, or misinterpreted tones or tonalities through text messages. We don't know what people's tone is through a text message, right? Only what our interpretation is of that. Even responding in situations that don't even matter. It wouldn't even matter a year or two down the line. I used to be like this, constantly responding, constantly reacting, constantly defending, constantly explaining. And by the end of the day, I'm telling you, I was mentally done. Okay, donezo. Here's the shift that you need to make. Okay, not everything deserves your energy. Preserve your energy. This is what you have. You need to literally protect it. Don DePani says your energy is like your ball of light. Protect it. How do you do that? Well, the next time somebody triggers you, this is what you're going to do. You are going to pause. Pause for 10 seconds. You're not going to immediately respond. Sometimes we even say things we regret. So this is a good thing. Okay, guys? You're going to pause for 10 seconds. If you can hold out for 10 seconds, but I need you to at least commit to 3 to 5, okay? Pause for 3 to 5 seconds and then ask yourself, does this even matter? Does this even matter? Like in 24 hours, am I really even going to care about this? Is this really going to make an actual dent on my life in a day, in a week? Is it? Is it? Delay your response. And if it doesn't, if not, don't even respond. Don't respond at all. And if it's something that's important, maybe it's something from work, you don't have to immediately just blurt out the first thing that comes out of your mind. Take a couple minutes to actually think about it. And if you don't know the answer, don't say some bullshit answer. Just say, you know what? I don't know. Let me get back to you on that. That pause, though, that's your power. Number three, you're trying to be liked by everyone. People pleasing. This comes down to you just don't want to say no. You don't want to step on any toes, ruffle any feathers. But who does that end up winning? Nobody. It definitely doesn't have a good effect on you because then you feel like your voice isn't being heard. And this one is a silent killer because it's going to keep you stuck for years if you don't recognize it and if you don't fix it right away. You're probably not even going to realize that it's happening at that moment until you sit down and you do a lot of these deep dive exercises. But trying to be light makes you feel small. Okay, it makes you shrink. Your ceiling is shrinking to fit to other people's floor. I think that's how the saying goes. You're starting to filter yourself, right? You're not actually expressing yourself. I don't want to say too much. I don't want to be too direct. I don't want to offend anyone. You want to be that nice girl, that nice submissive girl. Girl, this has got to stop because that's not going to get you anywhere. All right, there's a difference between being nice and being overly nice, like overly submissive. And what happens is you're going to find yourself living a life that it's not even yours. You're not even going to recognize it. You're going to wake up 10 years later and you're going to be like, what the hell happened to my life? Where did all that time go? Being liked is not good for in terms of building confidence. If you want to build confidence, that comes from being aligned with yourself, your inner purpose, trusting yourself, making good choices for yourself. So here's the shift that you're going to make. Today, I actually want you to say what you think. And this isn't about being rude, okay? We're not going to be rude. We're not going to be offensive. This is just about saying what's on your mind. Remember, we're not shrinking ourselves. Stop overthinking. Stop over editing your personality. Be your true, authentic self. That's what people like about you. But make one decision and base that decision on what you want. What is it that you want? What do you want out of the day? What do you want out of the month? Where do you want to be in 6 months? What do you want? Don't think about how it's going to be received or perceived by other people, by your boyfriend, by your friends. If it's something different, they're probably going to give you a different type of response, right? Probably not even something that you might like. So you don't need everyone to like you. You don't need everybody to be riding your wave. You need to like you and you need to respect yourself. Number four, oversharing your plans. This one was a big one. Talking about your goals, telling everybody what you're going to do, but actually not backing it up is is counterproductive. It's a dopamine hit. It's motivation. Oh man, this is what I'm doing. Guess what? I've got this project and I'm working on this. And I used to tell everybody what I was doing. Oh, I'm working on this project. We've got this deal coming in. And you know how many deals, I was in the finance space, how many deals would come in and then they would die because of, maybe the client didn't qualify or they took out another loan without saying or whatever, for whatever reason, they just didn't qualify, over leverage, whatever that, right? It would fall through. And then people are going, well, what happened there? And they start to doubt what you're doing because not everybody understands the industry. When you're talking about your goals and you're just talking, sometimes you find that it's actually the less you're following through, the less you execute. You need to actually put action behind it. You're releasing all of your energy just talking about it. You got to actually pump it, put your feet down, and get to work. Move. But you don't have to move and tell everybody. You move in silence. And that silence, those results will speak loudly. So here's a shift that you're going to take moving forward. I want you to grab your journal and I want you to write down your goals and keep them private. Right? Keep it private. What are your top 3, top 5 goals? Don't go out there and tell everybody. Just keep that for you. Focus on those. And instead of talking about it every single day, take one small action that's going to get you there. Even on the days where you don't feel like getting up, take out your journal and look at it. And that's going to help you rise up on those days where you just feel like, man, today really sucks and I don't feel like doing this. Make sure that you're doing small, actionable steps. You don't want to be like, oh, I need to hit 100K within the next month. That's not reasonable. It's not feasible, not for most people. Okay. So maybe something smaller, like I want to hit 5K. I want to get a promotion. I want to start working out, something like that. I want to set boundaries. And then you work towards that. And so you start to build on that with small routines instead of, I'm just going to go ahead and out there and start a business. Start small. Start researching if the business name is available. Start researching how to build your LLC. Don't right away go out and get credit cards. Start to build business credit. So let your results speak for themselves. Now, this habit requires honesty. For me, it was alcohol. Alcohol was quietly draining me. I actually was in a domestic violence situation, and when I left that situation, it just kept going because I was being stalked and couldn't get help from the district. It took years to get help before the district attorney finally stepped in and took the case. And during that time, I dealt with that trauma in very unhealthy ways. I started over drinking and dealing with my problems in that way. So that was really, really, really negative because what happened was it was a domino effect in a negative way. The domino effect isn't bias. It's small steps that you take that lead to a wider outcome, a bigger significant change. Now that can be positive or negative. Other small steps you take ain't going to lead you in a positive direction or a negative direction. And at that time, going through that trauma, not seeking help, turning to alcohol, was a negative direction that led to way worse things in my life. It wasn't adding anything to it, it was taking from it. Not to mention work. You can't concentrate at work. All of those things, energy, focus, consistency, all gone. Okay. So once I removed that, everything got so much more clearer for me. And then, of course, therapy and dealing with that trauma, stepping out of victimhood into survivor mode and survivor and strength. That is what I am proud of, the woman that I am today, that I have become learning from that experience. Cutting alcohol out, I don't even drink today. And it's because I have so much more that I want to live for. I love my mornings. There's no way I'm waking up at 4 o'clock in the morning if I'm hungover the night before. What's important to you? Identify what's important to you because you're not rising to your goals. You really fall to your habits, the habits that you stick to every single day. So here's what I want you to ask yourself. What's one habit that's keeping me exactly where I am? Is it drinking? Is it partying? Is it my friends? Is it my complaining? Is it excuses? Is it I'm waiting for other people to give me permission? What is it? What's the one thing that's keeping you from moving forward? Are you too scared to take a leap? And then what I want you to do is I want you to replace it with some sort of action step. If it's drinking, I want you to journal. I want you to game plan. I want you to get a calendar and start planning your day. If it's doom scrolling on your phone, you want to stop that. Anytime you feel like taking out your phone, I want you to get on the floor and do some push-ups. I want you to get outside and take a 10-minute walk. Or set a timer for 10 minutes that you want to fucking doom scroll. But during work hours, we're not doing it during then, right? Set a timer for when, hey, for 15 minutes, I'm going to get on my phone and I'm going to just scroll through. If you stay up late, you want to come up with a plan for a consistent sleep schedule. Start training yourself to go to bed a little bit earlier. If you go to bed at 1 a.m., try 11. Then once you get to 11, try 9. And just build on that. Think about small habits that are going to help you because you don't need to fix everything all at once. You just need to remove one thing. And remember, you don't need a whole new life. You don't need to stop holding on to things. You don't need people around you who are going to keep throwing the mistakes you made in the past in your face. You don't need that. You're creating a new life. That's what the domino effect is. It's small steps that are going to help you change, build a new identity so you can actually start to see some real results and success in your life. Because trust me, I've been there. It works. So remove one thing, gain some clarity. With that clarity, I need you to take some action. With that action, use it to build your confidence. And with that confidence, change your life. But remember, do it quietly. You don't got to tell everybody what's going on. Now, if you're serious about getting out of this phase and actually building momentum, remember to use the link below, download my free reset planner to get started. It's gonna help you clear the chaos and really focus on what's important. And if this video hit, then you know what you need to do. Hit that subscribe button so that I can continue to make more free courses and trainings just like this one, and join the Domino Effect, because this is actually where we change lives. See you next time.